Oh shit. There goes the Lower Peninsula. Later, guys. Whole different Michigan out here, man. I've never been this deep into the UP before. I'm almost positive. Well, I actually laid my eyes on Lake Superior before it got completely dark, and holy shit, it's Bigfoot. Pictured Rocks Interpretive Center. I gotta go that way, but I actually made it here to northern Michigan before it got completely dark. There is Lake Superior, and an island out there. I wonder what that island is. I'll have to check into that. The island there, which you can see right now, is called Grand Island, and I don't know if that's just like easily accessible or if you have to like do a boat tour to get over there, or what you have to do, but I'm gonna look into that for sure. Yo, that's creepy, dude. Dead end. Wait, let me take a picture of this. Why does that just look terrifying? That's where I'm going. All right, this place is something else, man. County road ends. Oh my God, checkpoint? No way, dude. This is, No, this for sure feels like I'm about to be murdered. I heard something in the woods, and I heard something from the road back there, probably with cars. That must be okay. That's probably where the ranger, the owner, lives. Oh yeah, for sure. This is like a Boy Scout camp, basically. Not really, but reminds me of it. All right, Fort Superior. It says vacancy full, but I do actually have my thing booked, so it's 0.7 miles this way, I guess. Hope nobody check in, call. Oh, I gotta check in? Do I have to stop here and check in? Oh man. Okay, so I went in, I called the number that was on the thing, and it said basically if you're checking in and you've paid, just proceed to your campsite and we'll check in with you later. It's like, all right. And I left a message explaining like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I paid, but I didn't get a confirmation email, so I'm here, but hopefully you guys don't just send a bear and kill me. But yeah. What if people just had pet bears that were like guard bears? Anyway, what the hell is this? Oh, I'm so screwed. I might have to just take campsite number 4. I'm gonna have to leave them a message and be like, yeah, I screwed up, guys. I don't know what campsite number 2 is. Oh no, dude, what? I don't want to drive back out there and try to figure that out. As you can see, I have a decent fire going. My car's right here. There's room in that fire pit, man. I think we can go bigger. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We got these rotting logs now actually burning. Well, this is nice. I enjoy this. I just took some really cool nighttime long exposure photos of the sky, which is really nice to look at. It is 8 a.m. That was a rough night. Not that rough, just the sleeping bag sucks. It's kind of cold. All right, well, I'm gonna leave my tent here with my sleeping bag and pad because I don't think I think check-in is at 2 p.m., which means if anybody has this place reserved tonight other than me, other than me just keeping my stuff here as long as I want. If someone actually has it reserved and they show up for it, that just means that I'll have to be back here to get it out of here by 2. All right, so it turns out I was dumb. It's like a 2-hour hike from here to the lakeshore. So I will not be leaving my stuff here. Should have checked that before I started leaving earlier. I was like halfway down this road and I was like, you know what? I kind of have a weird feeling that I should just get my stuff right now. And that right there, I think, was that was my campsite. And somebody showed up and went in it. So, well, I paid, they got my money. I stayed the night. They didn't tow my car or take any of my shit when I was randomly gone. So, yeah, I guess that's a success. Oh, wow. This must be the home of the people who run this place. Not a bad thing to do. You just buy this big old piece of property and turn it into a, oh, that is not the way out. This is the way out. But yeah, you just buy this and turn it into a big old campground. Checkpoint ahead. Except for they lied, there was no checkpoint ahead. I never spoke to a single person there. I left 2 messages on their machine being like, hey, you got my money, I'm here, I'm camping. Please don't like get confused and think that I'm just some homeless person squatting in a campsite. Like, I belong here. But they never responded. They never had a problem. Pretty chill place. Here's Munising, but I found what I was looking for. I was thinking they didn't have it here, and the closest one was Marquette. Nope. We got it. So I'm gonna get that in a minute, and then head to the lakeshore. So that right there is the visitor center, but it's closed. Not because of the time of day, but because of the government shutdown. So that's a huge pain in the ass. Just talked to this older couple from California. And they just discovered the same issue. So now they're gonna just do whatever, probably just walk as far as they can and try to drive closer. I'm gonna go see what we can do about this. There should be, because this is just a visitor center where you can then take a hike on a 12-mile trail. Thanks, U.S. government, for sucking ass, never being able to fucking, I don't know if this was a budget thing or what the hell it was. I don't follow the government shutdowns when they happen. They happen too often. I remember the first time one happened when I was old enough to like be paying attention to it, and I was like, what do you mean the government shut down? Like, how is that a thing? I think if the government shut down, they can't charge me a ticket, right? There shouldn't be any employees even working today, right? Is that how that works? Like, if the government's shut down, there can't be people going around ticketing cars. All right, Sand Point. So this is about 2 miles from the visitor center. As nice as this is, I don't really see a point to this. This isn't really what people come to see. I guess you can see some of the stuff over there, but that's not what we want. Also, wait a minute. Is that, I think that's Grand Island. So that's cool. There's like some really old house on the island over there. Anyway, okay, well, this is cool. I'll take some pictures, but I'm gonna try to go find some stuff further down, because I think the actual Pictured Rocks stuff that everybody wants to see that's famous is down that way.
Just across that sea, freedom's waiting. That's what I always believed, at least. But I was wrong. I know what's waiting across the sea now. It's our enemies. Hey, if we did cross the sea, and we our enemies, after that, would we finally be free?
Okay, so this is why it pays to read these things. Yeah, 15 miles. So that is Miner's Castle, which looks super cool. So there's a little like cave at the base of it. I wonder if I can get to that. Oh, too bad. I'm gonna do it anyway. All right. And sometimes you really think people have never seen someone recording before. Ooh, trail, nice. Now that trail, I think, yep, Sand Point. Yep, so 5 miles I would have had to hike from Sandpoint to here. No thanks. If I had a week to be out here. Oh, here we go. Oh, there's the miners, whatever. That's so cool. Somewhere down there, or not too far from here, there's a shipwreck, I guess. Okay. Oh yeah, this is beautiful. Super scenic little switchback path. I have a feeling I might have to just end up not going further into the UP, staying here in Munising for another night, and then maybe seeing more of this stuff tomorrow. But there's a lot of this. I could spend all day here, I think. Now, will I? We'll see. Depends on how many skits missions I'm able to achieve. I do have my drone, so oh, I can smoke my joint now. I get past some of these people. That is a huge shame. Like, it would have been so much cooler. An arch. Water down there is like turquoise. Keep off Miner's Castle. Yeah, duh. Fall to your death. Oh, this is Miner's Castle, like right there. Okay, cool. Well, they're lucky there's always people, or I would definitely go climb it. Wow. Look at that. Don't want to drop my phone. Huh. Oh, look at all the coins. Yeah, that would be a cool picture spot right there. Or over on it. Well, all right. That's Miner's Castle. I can't believe that there used to be a way more significant, like, connecting. I'm not sure what side it would have gone to, probably that way, or maybe both ways, and it collapsed. That's a shame. In the 1900s, over 100 years ago, almost 130 years ago, it collapsed. So I'm going down the trail just a little bit to go take a piss, and I see this. Actually, totally moss-covered boulder, that's cool. But what in the world? Did woodpeckers do this? No, this had to be human activity of some kind. Or, no. No, that's an animal. What would do that? I have to figure out what did that. That's so fascinating. What the hell? I don't think that's a woodpecker. It's too weird. This is a beautiful little nature trail. Look at this. Man. Aside from the trail itself, it's pristine. You already know. Been waiting to do that all morning. Smoked all my shit last night. Woke up to the, ooh. It's a baby Attack on Titan tree. If you're like a little animal and you go in there, you get Titan powers. That's dope. It's a good thing they had weed here in Munising. They have dispensaries everywhere in Michigan, and this is so, look at this. It's just like a mystical forest. I'm waiting to see like Legolas and a band of elves pop out from the woods, man. Come on. This is literally Rivendell. I think I've decided when I'm old and I retire, if I ever retire, if I ever get old, I am going to move to northern Michigan. If I have a fuckload of money somehow, maybe I'll have a house somewhere else in the US or in the world, but I think after I've done all my traveling and all my adventures, once I've seen the world, I think when I'm old and tired and hopefully have a family, some grandkids, whatever, I think it's going to be Munising area. Not necessarily in Munising, but this is so beautiful up here. I've been in the UP several times, but never this far. And it's just, yeah, it's even better than I was expecting it to be. Man, gotta record some of the ground. These roots growing over the rocks, it just adds to the mystical look of it. It's getting a little treacherous here. We are going down to the lake finally. Dude, growing up like as a kid out here would be so damn cool. Man, it's just like natural little steps. That's so sick. This is cool. There's just this little river that runs from the lake. Or actually, no, not from the lake, to the lake. Runs from further up into the state. Look, mushroom guys. This place is so cool. Come on. Michigan, okay. Yeah, I need to live in the UP, man. Kalamazoo's nice and all, but what am I doing not living by this? There it is. Go whitewater rafting, dude. Oh, there's the lake. This beats Warren Dunes State Park, I'll tell you that. They got a cool little river thing that kind of runs into the lake, Lake Michigan. But nah, this is it. So, sunglasses got water on them. Oh yeah, now that's a reveal. And now I can actually get up on the rocks. The government is shut down. There's nobody here who can tell me otherwise. Well, no pictures for me without these dumb people in it. Fat ass just wants to stand there. Whatever. This is probably one of the least super cool places. I got much further down that way to go. I can see some of the really cool stuff actually right there, so I guess I'll just hike back. These fucking guys decided to... I also gotta go fly my drone so I can get a drone video of Miner's Castle or whatever the hell it's called. Miner's Castle. Castle Rock, whatever the hell. So I'm an idiot. I was just about to turn back and go on the 1 mile trail back to my car. And then I realized that just like another half mile down this beach, there's something called Elliott Falls. And from the pictures, it's a nice little waterfall that like shoots off a little cliff into the water. So yeah, never being too much of a rush to get back to the car. I guess some times of the year, waterfalls aren't as impressive as others. If what I'm seeing over there is the waterfall, Elliott Falls, like, I mean, that is a waterfall. Don't get me wrong. In the picture, it's like, I don't know, 50 times as big. Maybe not, maybe like 20 times as big, but it's still actually like a spout of water shooting off of a ledge. I think right now it's just too weak of a flow of the river. This is still cool though. Geology. That cruise ship over there, little mini yacht. Now this, I mean, right now I would barely even, it is a waterfall, but it's more of a just little rock slope where a river runs off of, I mean, I guess that's what a waterfall is, but this one's very, very pathetic right now. I guess I will link a picture of what it's looked like in times past, or when there's like water, snow melt. Yeah, well, this is cool. I don't really want to go climb over on it too much because it's obviously super slimy and slippery, and also that ruins the natural, pristine nature of it, but that's cool. Look at all the little algae in there. Well, this is beautiful, but I have yet to see the really cool stuff, so I got to keep going. I guess I'm gonna go check out and see if there's any value to going further left down the trail, or if it's time to go 2 miles back, get to my car, get some water and food, and get going. This would be really cool to just like camp out on the beach. I don't think you can without a permit, but, or maybe you can't at all. But that'd be fun. Well, I was gonna go further that way almost, because there is something called Bridal Veil Falls. It's funny because I swear I've heard of Bridal Veil Falls somewhere else that was like an actual serious waterfall. But I have no internet connection right now. I couldn't load the picture of what it looked like. It could just very well be the exact same thing as Elliott Falls. Just a little trickle over a rock ledge. And it was nice looking, but it's not really a waterfall. So I'm not gonna hike another 2.5 miles from the looks of it, just to go see another water trickle. Because, like I said, time is of the essence. Unless I just decide to it, and in the next few hours here, I'm like starting to lean towards that direction of just booking another night here in Munising. If I have to, I can go back to the, whatever that campground was called, Fort something or other. But yeah, basically, that might be the move. I really wanted to see Marquette, but I think I'm going to learn from the mistakes of my Europe trip, not try to cram too much in just because I'm here. There will be a time in the future that I can come back. Hopefully, you never know. Might have to go die in World War III soon if Israel doesn't calm down. But if I live long enough, I will return one day to northern Michigan before I retire. Hopefully with like a girlfriend or something. Hopefully before I have like a whole ass family and kids. I'd like to come back here before I'm like 40. But anyway, so we're gonna skip Bridal Veil Falls. Save that for when I'm back here in the future, whenever the hell that is. And I'm going to get my ass back to my car. I'm very thirsty. And I also decided I'm not gonna bother flying my drone here, even though I carried its whole thing out here. Because as beautiful as this area is, there's much more beautiful. And you know, what I end up getting whenever I fly my drone places is I take a bunch of different videos, and then I end up taking either just clips from a few of them or just a clip or two from all of them, and I end up not using a decent amount of them. So there's no point in filming here when there are 5 to 10 times more impressive spots, and most of this would just get deleted anyway. At least that's my thought process. Also, it's a waste of time. Also, technically, you're not supposed to fly the drone. However, I did just realize, as I get closer back to my car, maybe I should still try to launch it from in the woods so I can film. Yeah, I want to film Miner's Castle. I can never remember what that thing's called. I always want to say Castle Rock, which is also a thing, like right when you enter the UP. So, a little confusing, but I believe it's Miner's Castle. Even though it doesn't really look much like a castle. Maybe it looked more like a castle when the great arches were still there 100 years ago. Would have loved to have seen that. That's so tragic. Like in 1900, I think, that thing just straight up collapsed. The entire roof caved in. I mean, that's technically what happens with nature, you know, with arches. They formed in the first place because of erosion and chunks falling out in the middle, so it's going to be carried to its natural conclusion at some point. But still, Would have been cool. I hope Miner's Castle never collapses. Obviously, give it millions of years, it will, but. I'm close back to the point where my car is. However, I realized that I have to fly the drone around here. So if I go too much further back, there's gonna be people. As it is, may already run into some. So I just have to watch out for poison ivy. Thankfully, this is just like a ocean of maple saplings. It looks like I don't see any poison ivy or anything else, which is cool. But I see sunlight in big spots, which means a clearing, which means a drone can fly up through that. Government's shut down, so in theory, nobody should be f***ing with me telling me I can't find my drone. But you don't know what type of boomers might be bothered by. Oh, look, the road's right there. Okay. So the path's there. I don't see anybody at the moment, but they could see me if they were walking. So I want to go, I think I'll go post up on the other side of this log. This is just, dude, this, I've never even seen such a thing. This is crazy. The maple saplings just completely conquered the forest floor. They're all like, one of us will rise to be the next tree. Looking ass. All right, this is kind of perfect. I guess I can just kind of sit in here. I do have a, oh, I do see a guy. I don't know if he saw me. I do have a white shirt and I'm pale as hell, so probably pretty easy to see me. Where's Mr. Red Shirt? There you go. He's right there. Target acquired. Take him out. Anyway, all right, this is as good a time as any. Hopefully nobody comes right when I'm launching it. I flew the drone, successfully flew it, and was able to get it in and out of that opening in the trees super easily. But unfortunately, due to trees blocking my signal, I could not get good, clear footage of Miner's Castle. Sadly, tragically, I mean, I recorded from the air, looking down at it, which will be kind of cool, I guess. But you can't really get the perspective of what it looks like very well. You can see the beautiful, beautiful water. At least I got that. Oh yeah, dude, just look at the colors. That's what we're talking about. It's beautiful. I think I chose the perfect time to come up here. You wouldn't believe how amazing the weather is. We got a little chilly last night in the tent, but this is paradise. I haven't had a GPS take me on some gas route like this since before phones had GPSs in them, man. Back in the Garmin days. You know what I'm talking about? Back in the TomTom days. What the hell? What the hell is this? This can't possibly be. This is like somebody's private hunting road. It tells me on Google that I drive down this to get to some hiking trails that are like one of the main trails for the lakeshore, but I don't know, man. I'm pretty skeptical, bro. So I've got a little less than a mile until wherever this goes. This appears to be correct. What's this? Did I just come out on the... Oh, you got shitting me, dude. Oh, tell me this is the way. I think I took a sketchy ass service road. It did tell me to take that way. It said to go further east and then to take State Road 720 or whatever the hell that was supposed to be. Apparently that's a state road, which was obviously this one's a little better. This one's like 708 or 702 or something. Still not a great road, but at least my car's taking less damage now. Oh, dude, that's epic. Could fly the drone from here. but I want to go hike. You can see the clearing over there where there's like a break in the trees. It's got to be the lake. All right, Beaver Basin Wilderness Trails. Yeah, primitive rough road. Yeah, thanks for having a sign at the entrance to the primitive rough road explaining that. Backpack permits required. Camping in the park's back country. Ooh, not having a permit will result in a fine of up to $5,000 and or arrest. Okay, so we're not gonna leave a red car, super obvious, just in the parking lot overnight. That's how I get a $5,000 fine that I can't afford. Oh, okay. Black bears, you know what? I think I wanna go back for my big knife. Yep. And tick check, that's gonna be important. Get naked and check for ticks tonight. What do we got here? Pets not permitted, no bicycles, blah, 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 blah. General park rules, leave no trace. Duh, I'm a Boy Scout, you don't gotta tell me. Well. Oh, what the hell? 7-day, what do I need to access Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore? Well, they can give me a ticket if they want to, but the government's shut down, so go f yourself. I don't think you're getting the day pass out of me. Certainly not getting an annual pass. 7-day pass, there's no day pass. Anyway, I think I've filmed the board enough. I'll take a picture of that actually. Just resisting the urge to make references to Lord of the Rings or other pop culture things. I'm sure you all see it. You know what I'm talking about. I'm resisting, man. I just want to make a reference so bad.
Get off the road!
Ah, dude. It's so beautiful. I just love it out here. Let's see if I can get a view of, first of all, Beaver Lake. This is actually so cool. There's this fallen birch tree. And look at the way that all of these mushrooms are feeding on it. There's one growing on the branch itself. Look at them. The thing must be, no, it's pretty solid, but inside is already a mycelium network that has turned this thing into one giant food stick for these guys. Look, they can literally grow out of any point. They can travel through all of the pores of the wood material. While this may not be a extremely strenuous hike, it is a pretty decent length. I don't know, like the map was showing weird stuff, like it was showing little sections, the distance in miles. It didn't like show, unless I didn't read it very clearly, it didn't show just like a total distance to the lake. I'm thinking from the car to here, I must have walked damn near 5 miles. I would not recommend taking the trail that takes the entire way from the beach, from the visitor center, or definitely not from Sand Point. God, no. Do not. Like, anyone who's really into hiking, if you just want to hike the whole trail from Sand Point to the main part of the National Lakeshore, and you've never done that before, and if you're not like super into hiking on loose sandy trails, save yourself that. Don't kill yourself. That's like a 12 to 15 mile hike in loose sand, unless I'm wrong and it turns to this type of ground at some point. But the whole way from Sand Point to whatever that stupid little Elliott Falls was, yeah, that. I should be to the lake in like 20 minutes or something, give or take, 5-10 minutes, and then I can finally get naked. Just kidding. Well, I made it to Little Beaver Campground. That is so cool. That is so cool. 100,000% that way back, there were some Native Americans who used this as shelter at one point. And animals, obviously, too. But, like, that's so perfect. It's a little exposed, but not to the elements. Like, you could stay dry decently in there if you crawled enough in and covered the front of it with something. So I found the campground. I'm a little mad because I just found out that I've wasted all this time hiking, even though it was very beautiful. It was a waste of like 2 hours, hour and a half at least, I don't know, because I could have just driven a different road that didn't go to that overlook. Now, don't get me wrong, the overlook was cool, it was a nice picture, but I could have skipped all that driving on that trail if I had turned off like a quarter of a mile to a half a mile sooner on the road somewhere else. Also, that wasn't marked probably. I can see now that that went straight to the Little Beaver campground. Now, the problem is I don't know if I was allowed to park there. That's why I think I didn't do it, is I was like not really thinking about the government being shut down and a lot of these places being kind of secluded and no one really policing them. I'm pretty sure I could have just gone to Little Beaver campground, parked my car, and hiked a nice, comfortable little 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes tops to the lake. It says 1.5 miles, so that's like 20 minutes. Kind of mad at myself. I'm hoping that I get somehow super lucky and there's like basically no, I know it would be too good to be true that there's no one there, but this is like such a journey. Unless you're staying at this Little Beaver campground, it's such a journey. And I just don't see that many people doing what I just did. It's so far into the UP, so far down these roads, so far down these shitty ass dirt roads, and then all the way down that trail from the overlook. This reminds me of Appalachia. And there's no way this is like an actual cave. There's no way. Oh, okay. Oh, whoa. It just keeps getting cooler. No way. Is this actually a cave? No way. That's... Dude. No way. That's so sick. Y'all just camp here. Dude. There's a Little Beaver Lake right there. Big Beaver Lake just past it. Half a mile down that way is a trail that goes back, circles around those lakes back to the campsite. Super cool. You can just do a loop around the Beaver Lakes. Little and Big Beaver Lake. Anyway, less than half a mile now to Lake Superior, to the National Lakeshore, Pictured Rocks. And I believe, allegedly, where I'm about to emerge in 0.4 miles is the main Pictured Rocks area, where if you had a kayak, you could then, launch from right there and see the main attraction. I'm very close, 0.2 miles or less. I'm going to see the lake in like less than 5 minutes, I think, or it might be slightly longer because it's like 6-7 minutes from 420. So, I thought so. Oh my God, I thought so. I thought I heard something like that. That's so sick. Hell yeah, man. That's so valid. Dude, hell yeah, that's so sick. Hell yeah. I hear that through the woods and I'm like, dude, I'm here.
Yeah, you're fucking here, bro.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, how you doing?
Oh, dude, good now. This is sick. Hell yeah. Dude, not even worried about smoking at 420 anymore. That was surpassed by the serenity of that dude's flute thing playing as I approached. I made it. This is it. This is so sick. Nice. Very nice. All right. I'm starting to realize that's just like beach lakeshore. I think all the sandstone cliffs are back that way. So, interesting. I'm not mad about having come out here this way, but I guess I have to hike way down there on foot to see any of the rock stuff or to fly my drone. This is beautiful. Lake Superior, we're here, we did it. Cool little flute music playing. I think this is the friends of that guy. He said he was waiting for his friends He's just playing that flute instrument. That was so sick. I thought it was like some like authentic Native American instrument. Maybe it was a replica of one. All right, well, I made it, I guess. This is not what I was expecting to see. I never really looked at pictures of these beaches because I figured that they were just little strips of... Kid just made a sandcastle there. I figured they were just little strips of stuff like this with the rocks like right next to them. Which is kind of what I see going down over there. I see if I go down like quarter of a mile, I'd have to swim around probably some shit that's a little dangerous. I don't know if I can really do that. I'm not a good swimmer, so I'm probably not gonna try. And there's obviously no pictured rocks down there, and I don't think I have service to investigate this. And I am a 2-hour hike from my car. So, this is actually pretty cool, and I think I can go through the shallows enough to go see some stuff. So, there's nobody back there. It's just me. So, just took a little swim. I went down that way, around the corner, and there's a really cool little cove, and like, it's basically like way cooler than this. It's like a little tunnel, not a tunnel, like a little cave basically, where the water just kind of formed a little spot. It's very beautiful. The rocks aren't so pictured, but they are nice. I don't really feel like swimming out there again to film it. My phone's at 6%, and the water's very, very, very cold. It's a little dangerous on the rocks. Okay, so it's about an hour from sunset. I'm still out here. This is the Pictured Rock National Lakeshore. This is the, I forget what campgrounds those were in there. It was like Cove something campground, and down there, I don't know. Back there, there's a little Beaver Lake campground. As you can see, sun's getting pretty low though. I gotta get out of here. Also, I've just realized I don't really know. I just walked a ways down this beach. I wasn't paying attention to where it comes out of the woods, but I think it's just up here. I made it back. And now, phone's charging. I don't have any water, but I can make it back into town, get some dinner and some supplies, maybe some more weed. And then I just gotta figure out now where I'm camping and get my tent set up. If possible, maybe I can camp somewhere close to here, get my tent set up with a little bit of light left. Well, I did it. And look at that. Beaver Basin overlook, 3 miles, primitive road. So that I just came out of, I blew right past before with this nice Park Service sign and everything. I saw some state campground right back over that way across from, I actually pulled into it briefly. So I'm gonna look into that. Maybe I'm about to go set up a tent over there and then head into town. Besides the fact that this is super creepy, it's extremely convenient because as I speculated when I saw this, this is state forest campground, and this is the same thing that I did 7 years ago in the UP with the boys. tent is just over here. But just over here, over in the woods over there, I'm pretty sure there's a couple tents. I just took a really beautiful long exposure night mode photo of this lake. And I'm so thankful that my phone can do that again. I had that right when I was in Iceland at the very beginning of my trip, and it was